Hello, my beautiful game assassins. This is GameKill 11 here, and we're going back into Phoenix. Right? I was gonna record Call of Duty last week, but something happened. It kept crashing on me, so I was unable to. But that doesn't mean I can't beat this guy in court. I'm the ultimate lawyer. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Emma didn't come back. And let me tell the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Is he getting drunk? Witness, please state your name and occupation. Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man. Same as you, wandering the tales of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Oh, I know. You're a patrolman. As for my name, if it isn't hard enough, you can hear the howling when calling it out. To be exact, it's State Marshal, Your Honor. Howling wind? I never heard Ezra described that way before. Now, Mr. Marshal, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is this correct? According to the papers? What do you mean? A desperado soul is as boundless as the desert sand. No paper can sum it up. I don't get it. Maybe it's better to get on with this quickly. Please tell with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In English. Apparently the judge does not like cowboy talk. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, that route was protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at the Suicide Saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. Bitch, please. I have ammo for days. I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Is he insulting the judge? Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you know about those. Yes, well, but what about the fingerprint activated locks inside the locker room? Fingerprint activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? He's not being very helpful. He's not good with machines or with following orders. Everyone's got their weaknesses. Now don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This one seems like trouble. Okay, Miss Wright, he's all yours. Yeah, pass me the trouble. I'm gonna press you so hard. How exactly did you keep an eye on the evidence room? I just made sure nothing moved in the security camera monitor. That room's so still that even time dies in there. Officers will kill they entered the recording. You entered them? There's nothing on that useful. When the time would come, I'd erase that tape. If nothing unusual was recorded, tapes ought to be erased every 6 hours. Each time I erased a tape, it felt like I was erasing a part of my life. This guy has a flip for the dramatic, but is it going to do him any good? So actually, you don't physically enter the evidence room. Hold it! But you made your rounds on the day of the crime, right? Hey, you heard what I said? I told you it ain't my style. I'm afraid I don't understand those, but I know let's rules get in his way. No desperate, I know. So, no desperate, I know, so in the police force. So, Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime, just between you and me, I didn't step foot in the evidence room that day. There was a rubber glove stuck in the doctor's victim. Do you know anything about that? Sorry, partner. Can't say I do. I haven't been in that crypt in weeks. How does this guy avoid being fired? I know, that's actually very surprising. Hmm. Hmm. No, not that. Wait, not yet. There, I'm gonna push this guy fully first before trying to fire anything. That's my style. You used to be a detective, so you used the evidence room in the past, correct? Of course, back in the day, my locker was a gold mine of evidence. And yet you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism. Sorry, but I ain't gold machines. I couldn't even tell you how a bike works. That's great. Incredible. The stitches on the locker handles cannot be seen. It's well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence. Now that you met a detective who said something like that too. Anyway, it doesn't seem that this is relevant to the case. Can you tell us what you're doing when the crime took place? If I remember right. So you were at a bar. What were you doing at a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. Not even Angel's steak. Not to can beat that polish. Vagole sapia pasta. But you abandoned your police dude. Eat some noodles? Not all desperados eat tacos, partner. That's not what I meant. I hope this has taught you a lesson. That's strange. This is usually what Edward says. Did you not want a oasis, you? Well, final hold it! Out of ammo, Officer Marshall. That's right, partner, or as you call it, evidence. If you plan to bend me to this crime, then you better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back west. Oh, one thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for the guarding the engine room, the witness doesn't appear to have seen anything. Texans don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that. Apparently his employers don't. Okay, I have a tom gun, so it's best to keep my cool. Before I use it, though, I'd better up the ante. I have to reread these again, guy. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna percent it on this one. Okay, nope, that failed. I have no idea what I'm doing. I found this. Okay. That's my trump card. This is a screwdriver. That ain't gonna work. Maybe I should go more to this club. No, that won't work. I'll try a heal. Obstruction! Yes, I did it! Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd that is you being called to testify like this? After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime, and yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene, or to be exact, a handprint. Listen, we're good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. I pay my respects, that is, make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingers will be in there. Section! I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingers were covered in blood. Yeah, blood. Blood. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Your bloodstained fingers were added at the crime scene. The blood was wiped away, however. Aluminum tests clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall, it seems to me there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. I take you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall, about the blood-stained fingerprints. Very well, you may begin your testimony about your fingerprints. found at the scene of the crime. You better have a real good explanation. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in the... There's been one of them just happened to be at the same place as the bloodstained fingerprint. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The bloodstain and the fingerprints are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See, I had nothing to do with it. The witness appears valid, although there's room for doubt. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. Man, why does this guy have to talk like... It's literally modern. So, well, I have no idea where it is. I do know it's modern, though. Guys, how something I can feel it. Now's my chance to prove it. But first things first. To do what I do best. Press the living shit out of my enemies. That's because you... How did you put it? Pay your respects once a month? Yeah, that's right. Then one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. What? What do you mean? What do you mean? I mean what I said. That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. All that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams. I see. It'd be strange if my friends weren't all over that locker. Apparently his fingerprint data was never changed. He must have been using the fingerprint lock without even knowing it. Hold it! So then, what about the bloody handprint? Was it mine? There's no mystery. Please explain. My locker is covered with my fingerprints. It just so happened... The chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. The chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward from me with a male fingerprint. You wanna know why? No, they're not, bitch. Unrelated? They're as different as night and day. Kinda like cereal and cereal. One's got to do with breakfast while the other's a type of murder. He's right, although seemingly alike, they're totally different. I don't like what homonyms have to do with this. Hold it! How do you know that? I may be alone if I still do my job. I keep up with the reports. There was a blood stain at the scene, thought to be left by the murderer. That's right. It was found in Detective Gumshoe's locker. However, no fingerprint were detected on that handprint. Oh yeah, then we tried that too. So that would mean the murderer wearing gloves happened to place his hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprints. That's the only logical conclusion. Are you starting to get the picture, partner? The picture? The sealed blood in the desert is just food for the budgets. There's only one reality, and that's this. The security tape. So long as my trail isn't in there, you can't say otherwise. Yes, you can. You can easily, literally, you can easily rewrite anything you really want if it's on a thing like that. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. White. Please consider carefully where you're going with this. Yes, on it. Now then, continue your testimony. How do we know that? Oh, wait, I messed up. What do you mean by that? You want to tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have. But that video is next to yours. It's full of blind spots. Blind spots? Places you can't see. The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, he could leave the room without being caught on tape. We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. White. Well, Mr. White, if you show us evidence there that Officer Marshall was present, please do so. Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. Very carefully, Mr. White. We might end up being the one making the mistake. Now then, let's have another look at the video. So was this evidence of the witness, Officer Shake Marshall? Oh God. Not this again. Oh. Huh. Hmm. Hmm. Wait a minute. Oh, wait. Dale, how's that for evidence? Please allow me to apologize for my calling on. He gets scared away sometime. What? I swear okay, I'm back. I'm not afraid to look things up when I have to. Especially where it's that freaking secret. Once again, it's all about paying attention. But you have to memorize what Sig Marshall's freaking... Actually, I have no idea what Sig Marshall's thing was. Oh yeah, I think it's that over there. Yeah, right there. Take that! Bringing our attention back to the security camera. It's a mistake, I'm afraid. You should not forget, Officer Marshall. The days are short in Texas, so are tempers. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? Very well. You clearly be seen in this video. Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner. The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. See this locker that has a white cloth sticking out? This is the witness's locker. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit. Apparently, I'm a moron. How did I not notice that? I'm dumb. Ooh, the white cloth, it's gone. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall? When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. And what's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away. Order! Order! It would seem that's the... Hold your horseness. Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was open? Doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened the locker, stuck it in. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man? This guy's a moron. This guy isn't displaying dumb. He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Oh yeah? I call your bluff. I say, now locker, prove it. Where's the evidence locker? Wait, let me make sure. I'm looking for all the evidence lockers to make sure. I don't want to this up. Take that. Fingerprint sensor? We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened by the detective they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is this? One Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There's even some people in the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less? I only got 1 word for you, partner. No! Order, 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 witness, explain yourself. If this is soak, it's the worst I've ever heard. I assure you there's no soak. Officer Marshall, I wish it was though, I love jokes. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. Ole, please answer the... What is he now, a bullfighter? That's alright, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure the rest out from here. We can? Have a look at these floor plans. There's no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Meekin didn't see Officer Marshall. If that's so, then where was the witness? It seems Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right. Only part of the conclusion. Well then, let's hear it. Officer Marshall was standing right here. Oh, wait. Wait, the clutter of garbage. Oh, wait. No. Right here. What? 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 That's what the blue guy was. That's what the blue badger was. How did... Oh. I'll be right back when I caught back up where we were at. Okay, guys, I'm back. I have no idea how to beat this still, but I'm gonna figure it out. But I think I know where it is. If that's so, then what was the witness doing? It seems like Mr. White has an answer. But no, we already heard this. I have an idea. The one place that no one can see you at. So we're standing right there. He was hiding behind. Okay, how about here? Where is it? It's not here, not here, not here, not behind some freaking lockers, but where? Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna have to look this up. I've pointed at every freaking hole I could think. Oh wait. Okay, I know where it would. No! No! I pressed the wrong button! No! I have to go all the way back now. Because I pressed the wrong damn button. I'm a moron. Okay, guys, I'm back. I know what it was like last time I said. It was in the victim spot. Officer Marshall was standing right here. There, but that's where the victim, Detective Goldman, was. Correct. Unless the man was Detective Goldman. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It was you dressed up like Detective Goldman. Objection! But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins, with a detective at the crime scene, once he saw the man's face, he knowed for sure. May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goldman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir. Yes, and how did Detective Goldman respond? He suddenly put a knife on me! Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card, why didn't he show it? Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been killing it. The answer's simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Doug Goldman's pictures on his ID card. Oh, I get it. If he told that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man it wasn't Goldman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? You've got quite an imagination, partner. We got a term for that called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence? He's still denying it? You don't have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have some hard evidence proof I was dressed up as the victim. I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. I can't say I care for you, but you already said that. Well, Mr. White, do you have any evidence? Any evidence beyond a shadow of that the officer met dressed up as the victim? Well, oh my kidding, I don't have anything like that. I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the dessert heat. This can't be happening. So if he's the one, what can I do? I think it's time for my trump card. It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me I was starting out. When we wander a war with no place to go, we turn to the basics. The basics. For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. Nick, try thinking outside the box. I shouldn't look for proof that Arthur was in disguise, but rather I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. Why do you think this locker was opened in the first place? What do you mean? There's no reason for Officer Marsh opened his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the sense that he might have been discovered later as a man. I mean, he didn't wasn't planning to open the locker. According to the defense argument, Officer State Marshall dressed up during at the time of the crime. Then after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So just what exactly is this piece of cloth? Perhaps the video is the key to all of our... we don't have any evidence of the video is my only shot. Oh no, not the video again. Wait. Wait. What if the white cloth oh wait. Someone saw him. Take that! For some reason, disguised himself as the Goldman, and that rooms. I don't know what reason what was yet. However, something unexpected happened. Also, Meekins bought it on you when that's so your ID. You pulled a knife on him. However, also Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. A bloody white coat? You could just walk out like that, so you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, huh, partner? Oh, he's pissed. We pissed off the cowboy. Yeehaw, bitch. Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, if you were only half as persistent then as you are today, we wouldn't have happy to be here now, would we? Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did, all of it. All right, it seems the time has come to tell you how I got drunk. Very drunk. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the deck ID and last time I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out and managed to escape. I knew which areas wanted to be caught on the cameras. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. So the supposed victim was really you, but there's one thing I still don't understand. Large quantities of blood traces were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess that he's the donor. It looked like too much blood for that. Yeah, that was a lot of blood. One hand couldn't do that. Time to do what I do best. Hold it! When you say it, you mean, do you even have to ask, partner? SO9 evidence. 2 years of fast in that case is close. It was going to probably end with transfer that day. Now, if I have to do anything about it, the incident's not over. What did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When the case is closed, only the detective who was in charge of it can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time, no matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, that case is mine. But Officer Marshall was in charge of that case. Why does he care so much about it? That day was my last chance. That's why I... Hold it! Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goldman? If I didn't make it look like Goldman was carrying out the evidence transfer, I'd be wise for stealing evidence but couldn't want to get me anywhere. So you did it for the security camera in the detective ID. I saw that the morning of the incident. So that really was why Goldman started filling out that lost item report. I returned his ID and left it on the floor in Pet Scooter's office parking lot. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. Shows you that you managed to see desperate your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean the fingerprint activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprint. Normally that lock is shouldn't have opened. It's opened because a rubber glove was stuck in there by chance. The Goldman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. Hold on that too! You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off. Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come during that short time. Officer Meekins certainly is a one-in-a-million type of person. Mistaking a detective for an intruder band to be shown his ID. I'll have to think a little more about his race this year. When did Edward get so much influence? Anyway, he threw himself at me and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out that way, with me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? I don't know what to say. So what happened next? I know he's always saving his beard. So you did your research beforehand. Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think it would make a difference, though. The security is waste every 6 hours. If he had gone as planned, no bullets would have been left. However, you bloody decoding your stuff with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room I came out, the safe would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing at that time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby. So he's saying this on that day. No, what's it? Okay. I'm gonna try. Oh, wait, no, I'm gonna press him one more time. 3, 4, 5. Hold it! But the blood found took place. What are you, blind? The victim shown on that tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner. So you stole the evidence from the locker? Actually, no, I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. What? Remember, where's that evidence? It's still missing, Your Honor. The locker was already empty? That's because we have it. Someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, I assume one thing. By the way, partner, it's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective ID, entering a police officer. This is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. It can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution. Like I said, this isn't your case. This one is mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more. Percent. No, I'm gonna press it, Vasily. But that case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? That's the reason the evidence was stored in the locker. So Dog was convicted for those crimes. One that I can say for sure he deserved his sentence. I remember the Soul Dog case. It involved serial murders, didn't it? I don't intend to complain about how it turned out, but there's still something that bothers me. Something went down in that trial. Something no one will talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Why is he so concerned with that evidence? Maybe it's a percentage with what I think about his real reason is. I feel need we. Oh. Okay, time to get there again. No! Damn it! I screwed up. Let's fast forward. There it is. Obstruction! Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SO9 incident. Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. I have the SO9 incident file here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. In a list of murder victims, Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man? Neil Marshall? Yeah, I'm sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago, he received the same lousy scooter reward you got. What? A scooter? He must be talking about the King of Scooters award. Now I remember Scooter Neil Marshall. He handled the SO9 case before I did. That's right. He was killed, and the case fell into your hands. But what's his relation with you? He was my brother. He was investigating the murders with Damon Gant, chief detective at the time. So that's who that fourth member was. A group of detectives I was a part of worked under them. We were desperate to rescue the killer. Oh, that's his look? God, he's creepy. So dark. He's definitely very dark. My brother fought Doc and was killed. That was the first time Doc left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case is finally closed, at least according to the public records. What do you mean? My brother could have been killed by Doc. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it? That's a reason for your sane actions? There's more to my brother's death than what the record says. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. I don't think it's going to be that hard to fool. Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened to the police department on the day of the crime. That was the last day the SO9 case could be reopened. That sounds like with the resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Discovered then we entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the apartment that day. Shit. Back at square one, I guess. The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze me. Exactly the same time as the murder at the fake murder was going on at the fake department. Chance? It's gotta be more than just that. So if no one was murdered at the police on the day of the crime, then that means the murder was a real one. Which it means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Percival Lana Sky. Objection! But wait, but it wasn't reached in yesterday's trial. Objection! Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today. But there's only one reason that the defendant was not convicted there today. Yet we made the mystery of the solitary murder at the police department. Seems to me this boy's got the draw on you, partner. All the mysterious mysteries at the police have been uncovered. No contradiction remain. The murder took place at the root of it, only beyond the sky. There were no errors in the testimony of this angel star. If you have a response, make one word or less. I rest my case. Shit. Seems this trial to reach its conclusion. There's no room for doubt. Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder at the police department. Shit. There's no doubt what I proved today is true. Baron murder on the security cape really was fake, but I didn't realize that would end up proving Lionel guilty. Now the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant. Hold it! Who was that? Oh. Your Honor, wait. Emma? The defense has an exception. Scientific exception, right? What do you mean, White? Mr. White, are you sure this go? Are you this good, Your Honor? In a sense, please, Your Honor. I'm asking a minute of your time. Please help me out. Please. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. I was kind of insulted. I mean, finding out the SO9 is referred to the So Dark killings. Now, as you mention it, the names of both Skysons were in that file. But that's what I figured out. I mean, what officer was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingers had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing, the other handprint. You mean the traces of blood found in Detective Gumshoe's locker, but no fingers were found on it, right? No, but I figured, attempted scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So I went over there and looked at it again. So did you find something? No. Huh? Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all. Is that all? Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student. I'm just an attorney. But Mr. White, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. We can't find something wrong with them. Please, Mr. White, you're a professional. If consider it's you. Me? Oh boy. Yeah, oh boy, it's correct. I don't know what to do. We doubt. It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this? Mr. I'm sorry it can't be of more use. But still, if you can't find anything wrong with that blood print on the will. We don't have all day. Yes, Your Honor. If ever I needed to concentrate, it's now. What could be wrong with that handprint? Could there be something I'm missing? Yeah! The Blue Badger! That the crime clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. White. You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them? Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something is missing. Missing? You mean something has been drawn on there yet? Yes, something that, when drawn, would completely change the meaning of the blood mark. Let us bring the defense isn't trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. White. With all this evidence here, the question is, which arm can prove something is... The Blue Badger! It was right in front of what about that piece of plywood? The Blue Badger, mascot of the police department, definitive to guardian of proof. Explain yourself, Mr. White. Please look at the floor plan of the crime scene. The Blue Badger is not here, so watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Well, what? That's right. So long as the Blue Dancer is dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint at this spot on the locker. What? Yes, Blue Badger! You saved me! So that means, well, not me, it's you saved Lara. That's what that mean. It means it can't be done. What are you saying? That's really on that locker. Don't look at me. I didn't put it there. Mr. White, think it through scientifically. On that afternoon, Ultimate was the one who brought the Blue Badger to the evidence. After he brought it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker. So that means this blood mark was left there before the Blue Badger was brought in. Just one moment. I would not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom. It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice. But how? One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Archie Meekins cut his hand, from which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is, the other time is not there. Someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had been to Goldman when he was really murdered. That's ridiculous. I refute you. The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be a fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker. So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves it occurred. When did the first evidence happen? To surmise, the defense claims that prior by Officer Meegan's being cut by Sig Marshall was disguised as Detective Gorman, another incident took place in the room. The blood mark on the locker proves this. Very well, then tell us, when did this first happen? Proof must be presented. Shit. One piece of evidence. Now then, will the defense press? Damn it. Okay. Oh, the unstable saw. This is the proof. It's quite simple, you see. If it's so simple, then don't get it wrong. Huh? What? Don't we have a time slot among our... They just told me the answer! Time slot. Nope. Oh, wait. Might be... Take that! If the crime took place inside the locked room, the murderer had to have entered the room in order to do so. An ID card is required. An ID card? Oh, the ID card reader. Officer Meekins bought the blue badge apparently to the evidence room at, let's see here, 450. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 440. Miles Edgeworth, that's what have you done? I never figured you had nerve, boy. Put off the accurateness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out. Couldn't have been me. Nope, I ain't getting it. Huh? I don't understand either. It's clear from the limo test that the blood was there. However, when the second time took place, both officers failed to notice the blood. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer. It would have just been 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away. And further, that's physically impossible. But there's still an ID there. Let's look at the crime slot again. There's only one other card number remaining, 77777777. Talk about a lucky number. But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Goodman have entered the evidence room? Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 7777777. Who has a number like that? Please look at this ASAP. Find out whose number is 7777777. That's 17 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card. At least at present. What? Explain yourself, son. The ID number 7777 belongs to someone with the rank of Captain or higher. Someone who is so-called executive officer. We don't have the authority to acquire into such a person's identity. Obstruction! But that's ridiculous. Just how? I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There was one situation in which we can be granted such authority. Official change filed against an executive is accepted. Official charge? You're alike, aren't you? With your covers and your forgeries. That's how the president's office operates. I take part in my work, Officer Marshall. It would appreciate if you would keep your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? Okay, let me ask you a question, yes? Not to you, to her. The defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive. Lana? Don't be stupid. He's been charged with murder. Of course, we've looked up her ID number, and it's not 777777. Don't blame me for a fool, partner. That's not why I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident. There's a 9 incident? Tell me this, Chief Rescuer. That trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? Please don't say there's more. Do you need the witness to repeat his question? I heard him fine, Miss Earth. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the security for that trial. That time we occasionally we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least I did. No. I because in order to suppress crime, the law. Before I realized that we were the ones being suppressed by the law. Definitive, this is what you're saying. And what you get, Super Scooter. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all that the evidence in court? Can you look me, the investigator, in that crime in the eye and say that you did? You did it! I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Huh? Why don't you answer him? Just not such a crime required drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. But Lana, even if it involved forging evidence. She forged evidence! Man, there's some stun-ass silence. See? That's what I'm talking about. No. No! Order! I don't think you're getting any order now, Marcos. Such a stir. The chaos in the courtroom could not be quelled. Conclusion of the trial would have to wait till the following day. Oh, at least that's still kind of saved our butts. Yeah, but being... Oh, God, no. No! Okay, I think it's still working. So, guys, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!